Hello, this is Sir Stillwater. Hey, this video I want to go ahead and talk about the benefits of being friends and having friends in Forge of Empires. Uh, Friends are a key part of the game, and I cover a couple other parts of the friends area in a couple other videos. Part one, I talk about the Friends Tavern, and part two, I talk about adding friends to your friends list and how do you get friends and a couple tips on that. So I'll have links below for those. But this video, the focus is going to be on what do you do with the friends that you have and how does it help everybody involved. So first, I'm going to go to my friends list. Here's the picture of the icon with the two heads on the ribbon of your contacts, and you'll see all of your friends. They'll be uh, in pages of 5, anywhere from the largest all the way down to the smallest, and it'll also show you if you have any pending invites. They'll show in here as pending invite or something along that line. So with your friends, you can visit them every 24 hours. It's going to get to the nuts and bolts here. You can visit every friend just like you can a neighbor or a guild member every 24 hours, and you can aid them, which is basically you can polish or motivate depending if it's a goods building or a coin building. You can use the auto button just like you can everywhere else. So here I'll just go ahead and hit aid. I get my 50 coin because that's what you get for contributing an Iron Age into somebody else's town. Click here and go along the line. You notice also here there's a little chair with a clock. It's basically saying that their tavern is full. So I'll go ahead and click on one of these just to show you what that looks like. Here's an example. He has the default tavern, which has 3 chairs at a table of 4. It looks like he hasn't done any upgrades whatsoever. There's a separate topic and a separate video right there. So what I could do is I can go ahead and aid. This is one of the disadvantages of having smaller players, is that they often don't have great buildings and they don't have an upgraded tavern. But if I look in here, same deal. He has 3 tables, a table with 3 chairs, 4 spots open, no tablecloth, no other upgrades. So I'll go down here, see if I can find somebody else. Here's somebody here. They have an open seat in their tavern. So a couple things I could do. One is I can click on the chair and it will just visit their tavern automatically. So now I sit in their tavern, they get the tavern silver and so on. Let me show you what that looks like. So I'll go ahead and I'll click on them. You can also do this manually. You click on them, click on their tavern, and then sit. And there I am sitting the first person in the 4. This is a good example. They've upgraded their tablecloth, they've upgraded their tray, and they've also added their 4 seats. So you can see that they're actively upgrading their tavern. That's a good sign. That helps them. And then having the tablecloth actually gives me like a 1% or 2%, depending what color it is, of the tablecloth. It'll give me a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4% chance of getting a forge point each time I sit. So even though they don't have a great building, here I'll look at somebody who has a great building. I'll look at this King Wesley. This is one of the key benefits. This is benefit number 2 of having friends. They'll have great buildings that you can contribute to if you're at that level in development through the research tree. So in this case, I've got 1 forge point dropped on his oracle, and I'm sitting in position 1. I'll go ahead and open, and it looks like I am the only person contributing to his building right now. The nice thing is, if he decides he wants to focus on that and complete it, I'm currently sitting in a position that would pay 10 forge points and 1 blueprint plus some metals. So we'll talk about that in another video. That's a whole separate concept of how do you get blueprints, forge points, and metals. So same thing here. Every friend you have, you can visit their great buildings, whether they live in your neighborhood or are in your guild or not. And that is really one of the most valuable pieces of the whole friends list. That, and they can sit in your tavern, you get silver and so on. But that in itself is worth its weight in gold. So no pun intended. So let me go ahead and show you over here. I'll grab some of my larger players. Look at Dodge 1945. Look at the list of great buildings that they have that I can contribute to. Mind you, a lot of these are already max developed, but you see here I've got a number that I've contributed to. A level 17 Heg, a Hagia, however it's pronounced. You see here I'm in a position, mind you, it's early in its development, but I'm in a position 2, which would pay handsomely. Let's take a look and see what that would pay. With 1 contributed, if this was to finish today, it would pay 65 forge points and 4 blueprints for that building. So it's got a ways to go, but that's the gist of it. So here's another one here. I can go ahead and I can sit in his tavern. Let's scroll down here. I want to show you one if I can find one that actually randomly pays that. Here you go. This one paid my 20 because I get a random chance of that. And I'll speak to that. And I think I speak to that in the other video as far as the different upgrades you do to your own tavern. I think that's my floor. It gives you an opportunity, a 1 in 5 chance of getting some silver whenever you sit in somebody else's tavern. Whoops, I got one. This is something you want to do daily. The tables, okay, so first you can only aid once per 24-hour period. That's regardless if their tables are full or not. That's just every day, all day. Now the tables, to sit at their friend's table, you can only do that once in 24 hours, and if they have an open seat and you're not already sitting there. So that's why you see some have the clock. That's because either the table's full or I'm already there. It tells you here. It says I'm still there. Let's see. I'm still here. I'm still here, and so on. So if we look at their table, he hasn't collected yet, so I'm sitting here over in position 6, if you see me over here on the right-hand side. So yeah, I'm still visiting, come back later. When he clears that, if it's been past 24 hours, I can resit at that table. Okay, so I go ahead and click on this one. Sometimes you can't, it won't do anything when you click on it, and I'll show you why. And that's because the table's going to be full, and I'm not sitting at it. Yeah, see, there's 16 of 16, and I'm not one of those 16. So it's not a glitch in the game, that's just the way it is. And there you go, here's a good example here, perfect. This is where the tablecloth comes in. You notice that forge point that just floated up? Because he has an upgraded tablecloth, I have that random opportunity to pick up a forge point when I sit. So I just got a forge point just for visiting a friend. So I can get a forge point, I can turn around and aid him, so I get my 50 silver. Sometimes I could randomly get my 20 silver. Gold. I can get my 20 silver if it's the 1 in 5 randomness on mine, or I can also visit him and visit his great buildings. So here he has 3 great buildings. He's got a lighthouse, LOA that's very close. I can go in here. I can drop 1 coin, or 1 forge point, and I'm sitting in position 1, which is paying a 40 with 2 blueprints. So I'll have a whole video on that later. But you see here, he's got some opportunity. I think these are probably maxed. No, it's not, apparently not. Drop 1 on there. And this one's maxed, so max level 10. So I can't contribute because he's already maxed it out. That's a separate video, as I mentioned. Good. So that kind of gives you the rundown of having friends. Now I'm going to go to my tavern as an example. I'm going to go back to my city. I'm going to go up here. Oh, look, I'm maxed, so nobody can sit in mine right now. And you want to make sure you keep these seats available for people that want to visit. There's nothing more important, I think, than that. So I'm going to go ahead and collect my silver. And now I've got open seats for everybody else. So I've got 1,494 silver in my bank. You saw the silver that was in the tray. That's the silver that came around. Because I have an upgraded tray, that's where I had that bonus. If you notice, there's a little plus whatever the bonus was, and so on. And then here, this is how I expand my table. And then I can add unlock seats. Once I get 4,500, I'll unlock the next seat, and then I'll kind of keep stepping through. Just a best practice, and even though it's more of a Friends Tavern topic, I want to talk about it in the Friends conversation. When I do my upgrades, this is a personal preference, is I will rotate through each of these levels to upgrade. Some people will accumulate silver and just use it as they get it, and then just, as quick as they get it, they spend it. Personally, I like to upgrade my tavern as much as I can, as quick as I can. So that's really beneficial for everybody involved. It's an investment early in the game when you're a smaller player. It's going to really pay off later when you're a bigger player. So continue to upgrade the table so people can sit. So you have opportunity to place chairs. Upgrade the chairs so people have somewhere to sit. Upgrade the tray so you get your bonus. Then you upgrade the tablecloth. It gives them an opportunity to get a forge point when they sit. Upgrade the floor gives you an opportunity to get some silver when you sit in theirs. And it kind of goes round and round. So there's a little bit of karma going on here. The opportunity, pass it around and everybody benefits. So that said, also the number of chairs that you unlock here also will control how many tavern shop levels that you can see. So here, see, I need 13 shares to unlock this next piece of next opportunity in enthusiasm. So, but that's it in the nutshell. As I mentioned here, just in recap, the friends, some of the benefits here is you can have friends that are both in your guild or in the neighborhood or not, just randomly. But if somebody was in your neighborhood and you had contributed on their great building and they are no longer in your neighborhood because of the neighborhood realignment, I believe you can contribute as long as that great building is still at its current level, but you can't contribute to the next level. So that might be an opportunity to add them as a friend if you want to continue on that great building contribution relationship. And we'll talk about that in a great building. I'm going to do a series on great buildings. How do you get blueprints? How do you monitor the blueprints that you're working? And doing all this without spending coin or without spending real money, I mean, and buying diamonds. So that's all I've got in this one. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, or ideas for other videos, please leave them below. And if you wouldn't mind sharing some feedback on how do you use your friends list. Is there anything I'm missing here that you'd like to go ahead and share with the community? Please leave that down below as well. It's great to share the knowledge. This is all about. Again, this is Sir Stillwater. Please subscribe if you like these videos. It helps grow the exposure for this, so we can help get more people get some better information earlier in the game. So, that's all I've got today. Have a great day. Take care.